Yo, what's up everybody? Today we're about to take a trip down memory lane and trust me, you're going to want to buckle up for this one. Whether you're a tech enthusiast or just someone who loves a good throwback, this is for you. Remember your first phone? Maybe it was a chunky brick that barely fit in your pocket, or a slick flip phone you couldn't stop snapping open and shut. The struggle was real, texting with T9, pressing the same key 3 times just to get the right letter, and don't even get me started on those polyphonic ringtones. You'd spend hours picking the perfect one, just to flex when your phone rang in class. Good times, right? Those phones were more than just gadgets. They were our first taste of freedom, our way to stay in touch with friends and, let's be honest, a status symbol at school. But here's the thing, none of those epic memories would have happened without a little piece of tech that most of us barely even noticed. The SIM card. That's right, the subscriber identity module. It's the tiny chip that made your phone more than just a fancy calculator. Without it, your phone was just a brick, no matter how cool it looked. Now, you might be thinking, SIM card? You mean that tiny thing I always lose when I'm switching phones? Yup, that's the one. It's so small, yet somehow manages to disappear right when you need it most. We've all been there, digging through drawers, checking under the couch, hoping it didn't fall into the void. But as easy as it is to lose, it's even easier to overlook just how important it is. It might seem like just a flimsy piece of plastic with a gold chip, but trust me, this little guy is the unsung hero of the mobile revolution. It's the key that unlocks your phone's true potential, connecting you to your network, your contacts, and the entire world. Without it, your phone is just a fancy paperweight. Imagine a world without SIM cards. We'd still be tethered to landlines, waiting for someone to get off the phone so we could make a call, or worse, standing in line at a payphone digging for quarters, hoping nobody's listening in, no texting, no mobile internet, no group chats, just static and dial tones, no late night scrolling through your feed, no instant messaging your friends, no sharing those fire memes that make the group chat explode with laughter. The SIM card is what made all of that possible. It's the silent partner in every viral video, every midnight meme drop, every where you at text. Over the years, the SIM card has gone through its own glow-up, from the original credit card-sized SIMs to the mini, micro, and nano SIMs we use today, and now the eSIM, an embedded chip that's built right into your phone. Each step has made our devices slimmer, sleeker, and more powerful. It's wild to think how something so small could evolve so much, right? So let's dive in and explore the journey of this tiny tech marvel. We'll look at how it started, how it's changed, and where it's headed next. From the days of swapping SIMs to get free texts, to the future of digital SIMs that you can activate with just a tap, the story of the SIM card is way more interesting than you might think. We're about to break it all down, keep it super simple, and maybe even drop some tech trivia you can use to impress your friends. So grab your phone, check if your SIM is still in there, and get ready to unlock the secrets of the SIM card, because this little chip changed the way we connect with the world, and its story is just getting started. Let's go. Alright, so what exactly is a SIM card? You've probably seen one before. Maybe you've even swapped one out yourself when changing phones or traveling abroad. But have you ever stopped to wonder what this tiny piece of plastic and metal actually does? Or why it's so important for your phone? Let's break it down. SIM stands for Subscriber Identity Module. Think of it as your phone's personal ID card, or even better, a miniature passport that allows your device to access the vast world of mobile networks. Without it, your phone is just a sleek gadget with no way to introduce itself to the network. It's like having a car with no keys. You can admire it, but you're not going anywhere. The SIM card is what tells your mobile provider, "Hey, it's me." It contains a unique identification number that's tied to your account, your phone number, and your subscription details. In a way, it's the bridge between you and your mobile carrier, making sure you get the right service, the right plan, and the right access, no matter where you are in the world. Imagine traveling to another country. You might buy a local SIM card to avoid roaming charges. Instantly, your phone adopts a new identity, a new number, and connects to a new network, all thanks to that tiny chip. It's a powerful little tool that makes global communication possible. Without a SIM card, your phone is basically a fancy walkie-talkie limited to Wi-Fi and unable to make calls, send texts, or use mobile data. You might see a "no SIM" or "no service" message pop up, and suddenly your smartphone feels a lot less smart. So, what's inside this little chip? The SIM card holds your unique subscriber information, your phone number, network identification, and even a bit of storage for contacts and text messages. It's like a digital vault, keeping your identity and some of your data safe and portable. If you ever lose your phone, you can often just pop your SIM into a new device and pick up right where you left off. The gold contacts you see on the SIM card are the gateway to all this information. When you insert the SIM into your phone, these contacts connect with the phone's internal reader, allowing the device to access your credentials and communicate with the network. Inserting a SIM card is like giving your phone a backstage pass. The moment it's in, your phone introduces itself to the network saying, "Hey, I'm here, and I'm ready to connect." This handshake is what allows you to make calls, send texts, and access the internet on the go. And just like that, you're connected, not just to your local network but to the entire world. Whether you're calling a friend across town or video chatting with family on the other side of the globe, it all starts with that tiny SIM card. The SIM card is your ticket to the world of calls, texts, and that sweet, sweet mobile data. It's what lets you stream music on the bus, send memes to your friends, and stay connected wherever you go. Pretty cool, right? It's amazing how something so small can have such a huge impact on our daily lives. But believe it or not, the SIM card wasn't always this sleek and seamless. In fact, its journey from a bulky piece of tech to the tiny marvel we know today is a fascinating story of innovation and miniaturization. So, let's rewind a bit and explore how the SIM card evolved and how it became such an essential part of our connected world. The first SIM cards, let's just say they were a bit chonky. Picture this. It's 1991 and you're rocking a phone the size of a brick. You need a SIM card, so you get this massive card almost the size of a credit card. That's right, the OG SIM card was a behemoth. These early SIMs were mostly used in Europe for something called GSM networks, which were like the new kids on the block compared to the older analog systems. Over time, the tech world realized that smaller was better. As phones slimmed down, so did the SIM cards. We went from the full-size SIM to the mini SIM, then the micro SIM, and finally, the nano SIM, which is like the ninja of SIM cards. Super small, but super powerful. Okay, let's break down these different SIM sizes and see how each one played a role in shaping the mobile devices we use today. SIM cards might seem like a small detail, but their evolution tells a fascinating story about the progress of mobile technology. From the earliest days of mobile phones to the ultra-sleek smartphones we carry now, the SIM card has been quietly adapting and shrinking, all while keeping us connected to the world. So, first up is the full-size SIM, the OG, the Big Daddy. This was the very first SIM card format, and it was absolutely massive by today's standards. Measuring about the size of a credit card, it was designed to fit into the earliest mobile phones, which themselves were bulky and heavy. We're talking serious 80s vibes here. Imagine carrying around a phone that looked more like a brick than a gadget, and then having to slide in a SIM card that was almost as big as your wallet. These were the days when mobile phones were a luxury, and the technology was still finding its feet. This was the standard back in the day, but let's be real, nobody misses carrying these around. They were inconvenient, took up way too much space, and made switching phones a real hassle. But they laid the groundwork for everything that came after. Next, things started getting a little more compact with the mini SIM. This was a huge leap forward in terms of convenience. The mini SIM, also known as the standard SIM, was introduced in the mid-1990s and quickly became the new norm. This was the go-to for a while, and you might still find a few devices using it. It was much smaller than the full-size version, making it easier to handle and more practical for the increasingly compact phones of the late 90s and early 2000s. For many people, this was their first experience with swapping SIM cards between phones. The mini SIM made it possible for people to easily switch carriers or upgrade their phones without too much fuss. It was a game changer for the industry, helping to make mobile phones more accessible and user-friendly. Then came the micro SIM, which was honestly a game changer. Introduced around 2003, the micro SIM was even smaller, allowing phone manufacturers to design slimmer, lighter devices. This was the era when smartphones really started to take off, and every millimeter of space inside the phone mattered. It was significantly smaller than its predecessors, paving the way for slimmer phones and sleeker designs. The micro SIM helped manufacturers free up valuable space for bigger batteries, better cameras, and more advanced features. Suddenly phones could do more, last longer, and look better than ever before. With the micro SIM, we started to see the first true wave of modern smartphones, Devices that could fit in your pocket but still pack a serious punch in terms of performance and features. Now, the Nano SIM is the current champ, the featherweight of the SIM card world. Introduced in 2012, the Nano SIM is all about minimalism. It's the smallest physical SIM card yet, with almost no plastic around the chip itself. It's so tiny it's almost unbelievable that it can hold all your essential information. The Nano SIM is used in nearly all modern smartphones, from flagship models to budget devices. Its tiny size means more room for other components, like bigger batteries or more advanced cameras. But with such a small size, handling these little chips can be a challenge. If you've ever dropped a Nano SIM, you know how easy it is to lose. And finally, the eSIM. Now this is where things get really interesting. The eSIM, or embedded SIM, is a completely different approach. Instead of a removable card, the SIM is built right into your device's hardware. The eSIM, or embedded SIM, is like the future of connectivity. It allows you to switch carriers, activate new plans, or travel internationally without ever having to touch a physical SIM card. Everything is handled digitally, right from your phone's settings. It's built directly into your device, so no more fiddling with those tiny trays and SIM ejector tools. This makes phones more durable, more water-resistant, and even more secure, since there's no physical card to lose or steal. With eSIM, switching networks is as easy as scanning a QR code or downloading a profile. It's perfect for frequent travelers, people who want to use multiple numbers, or anyone who just wants a hassle-free experience. Each generation of SIM cards brought us closer to the seamless connectivity we enjoy today. From the clunky full-size cards of the 80s to the invisible eSIMs of the future, the journey of the SIM card is a story of innovation and adaptation. But how did they manage to shrink these chips down without losing any of their functionality? What kind of technology made it possible to keep all your contacts, messages, and network info safe on something so tiny? Let's find out. You know how we're always talking about Moore's Law? The one that says computer chips get twice as powerful every 2 years? Well, it applies to SIM cards too. As technology advanced, engineers found ways to pack more punch into smaller spaces. Think of it like shrinking a map. You can have a huge map that shows every detail, or you can have a pocket-sized map that shows you the essentials. With SIM cards, they kept the essential information and found smarter ways to store and access it. This miniaturization wasn't just about making our phones look cool, although that's definitely a bonus. It freed up valuable space inside our devices, paving the way for bigger batteries, better cameras, and all those other awesome features we love.